Dr. Dewar. Do stay with us. We have further news coming out of the United States for our viewers next. The US is set to begin cancelling flights starting on Friday as the government shutdown continues to disrupt staffing across federal agencies. Officials say flight capacity will be cut by 10% in 40 of the nation's busiest air traffic areas. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy told reporters that there is going to be a 10% reduction in capacity at 40 of our locations. Federal Aviation Administration Chief Brian Bedford added that the cuts will focus on high traffic markets, warning travellers to expect delays and potential cancellations. Airlines and passengers are being urged to check schedules and prepare for disruptions as the shutdown shows no immediate signs of ending. Joining us once again is Dr. Ajay Dewar. Of course, this government shutdown now, the longest in history, over 35 days this has been going on for. It's now affecting air travel, reportedly cancelled flights, 10% of staff being cut due to the financial implications. What kind of economic ripple is this going to have domestically and globally?
I think the impact would be on both, as you very rightly have sort of referred to, but much more on the domestic economy and the domestic travel. I say this because, one, the United States government had already declared and rightly so, the air traffic control as an essential service. So even if they do not get paid, they were required to come. How long could they have done this? Because in the United States, most jobs you get paid weekly. So a week after week, these gentlemen or ladies were coming to work and not getting paid. Now, formally for the first time, the United States government has announced that it is effecting a reduction by 10% in the staff, which manages the air traffic, and it's a very essential requirement. I totally concede, because from safety point of view, it is a must. So the consequence of it is that those people will not certainly be eligible to be paid if they have been retrenched.
Yes.
So some amount of relief to the US, but it is a very indirect kind of a minute compared to the movement of people, movement of cargo, and the movements of the economy per se in various aspects, which will be affected if air travel is cut. So I would think that trade within the country and trade with external trade, because some of these flights would be carrying goods, etc., for direct to the shipping ports if they are heavy, otherwise directly connecting to other places in the world for the lighter but more valuable goods. All those you would see being impacted. But what concerns me, if I might just say, is that I don't see the seriousness in President Trump of reaching out to the Democrats, the Democrat congressmen, senators, and requesting them to cooperate to find a way out, something which the Democrats seem to be waiting for, saying a meaningful move from the President of the United States, if made to them, they might relent and let the budget go through. But the President seems to be sitting on his high chair and not bothered to see this stalemate end. That's, I think, a pity.
Dr. Ajay Dewar, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Now we have a breaking development coming out of Europe, in particular the Russia-Ukraine war, where Ukraine has allegedly targeted Russia's Volgograd region. This has been stated by the regional governor, who has said that the Ukrainian attack caused a fire in an industrial zone. He informed that emergency services have been rushed to the site, who have been working to put out said fire. The governor also said that one person was killed in the attack and several others were injured. The region has faced intense attacks in recent months, targeting critical infrastructure and energy facilities. Of course, we will bring you more on that once we get it. Okay, moving on, and the US ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, has set conditions for the US's continued support of the UN peacekeeping mission in Abyei, a territory disputed between Sudan and South Sudan. Waltz has said that the US recognizes that Sudan and South Sudan are facing historic and significant internal challenges and instability. But this, according to him, does not absolve the authorities of their responsibility to implement key commitments under the 2011 peace agreement. Let's take a listen in.
We recognize Sudan and South Sudan are facing historic and significant internal challenges and instability. It does not absolve authorities of their responsibility to implement their key commitments under the 2011 peace agreement, to maintain Abyei as a demilitarized zone, to establish temporary administrative and security arrangements, including the joint Abyei police service, and to determine the final status of Abyei. People of Abyei have been waiting 14 years for the establishment of the temporary administrative and security arrangements, including the joint Abyei police service, and a determination of Abyei's final status.
According to Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg, the death toll from the UPS cargo plane crash has now risen to 12. Additionally, US federal safety investigators have now located the black box recorders from the wreckage. The National Transportation Safety Board reported that a large plume of fire erupted around the plane's left wing, and one of its 3 engines detached from the wing as the wide-body jet was rolling down the runway. Debris field from the fire stretched about half a mile through an industrial corridor, including a petroleum recycling facility that was set ablaze and later exploded. The crash and the resulting fires also forced a shutdown of the airport for the night, disrupting operations at the UPS World Port facility, the company's global cargo hub for air shipments, and slowing delivery services. And that's all that we have time for. Keep watching NewsX World for more international news updates.